Hey everybody. If you are joining us, let me know that you're hearing us. Today we are going to chat about opt-ins and lead magnets. I'm kind of excited because I was having a little brainstorm about what would rock your world. And in actual fact, it's to teach you how to rock somebody else's world in a free way. And that way we can attract more of the types of people that we are interested in helping. And they can have something free, a little part of you, a little chunk of you to start off with. And then they have the opportunity to stick that maybe on their fridge. And then every time they open their fridge door, your little face is there with your contact details and a whole bunch of other stuff that enables them to find you whenever they are actually thinking of that health-related thing, or thinking of that stress-related thing, or thinking of whatever is coming up for you up for them at that point in time that associates that situation with you, and then they can call you. So let me know when you join us, and if you have any questions about lead magnets, opt-ins, or anything like that, just let me know. All right, so what is a lead magnet and what is an opt-in? So an opt-in is something that rocks somebody's world enough that they type in their details, and you, in exchange for you giving them that really cool thing, they give you their email address. A lead magnet and opt-in are the same thing, and it's just you opting in to a list of that particular person. And it's going to be helping them, and it'll be helping you because you can keep in contact with them on similar kinds of things that they're actually interested in. So the interesting thing is you might already have a list. It might be on MailChimp and you might have it there, but some of those people might be interested in the food side of what you do. Some of them might be interested in the science side of what you do. Some of them might be interested in the stress side of what you do. And the only way that you are going to be able to tell how you can genuinely give them information that they want to hear about is by creating opt-ins to allow them to choose and select the things that they're interested in. Hey Moira, nice to see that you're listening in the car. Awesome. So this is the cool thing about creating opt-ins. We think that we've just got to create one and it sits on our front page so that we can collect people's emails. That's not the case. What we're doing is actually giving them a little piece of us, like a little chunk, so that they can have a taster of what we do, so that then they're able to see and feel if that's the same kind of vibe that they're interested in, and then they can buy off you. So an opt-in has 4 major things that you want from it. 1, it needs to make somebody's life easier. So any opt-in that I download is usually because I've tried to find something on the internet, or I've Googled it and it doesn't quite have the same vibe that I want, and or it hasn't made my life easier. But then if I download the PDF of it, it's made my life easier. So I've downloaded it, right? Oh, you too, Michelle. Cool. And so it either makes it easier, it makes it faster because all the information's in one spot. Now, especially if you're a blogger or if you have a blog on your website, you might have little chunks of information everywhere about all sorts of things, but an opt-in usually brings a couple of things together so that it makes everything faster to be able to find that information in one spot, rather than having to, look up multiple different zones for the same information. So it makes it easier, makes it faster, makes it more fun. So usually an opt-in or a download makes it more fun. It makes it more interactive. It's a different version to just reading your blog or just listening to maybe a video that you have up, or answering a question in a Facebook group. It makes it interactive between you and the person who's downloading the particular opt-in. So it makes it more fun. So if it's easier, it's faster, makes my life more fun, and I can share it, then that makes it a good opt-in or a lead magnet. So it's the same for you. What in your client's world, so it really depends on who you're serving as well. If you're serving mums and busy mums, they love to hear things. So you might consider creating something that's an Audible or a MP3 so that they can listen to it. I'm coming to the list of 15 that you can do for Christmas in a second. So that's a little sneaky treat of one of them. Maybe your particular target market is couples who are trying to conceive or fall pregnant. Maybe they want something to track how things are going. And so they actually need something, a tracker. So something downloadable where they can track, make it fun, make it easier, make it faster, and make it shareable with between them or with their other friends who might be considering the same type of stuff. If you've got kids, you might want to make that interactive. For instance, one of the opt-ins that I've been thinking about is a coloring in, right? So how can you make it viable and optional for them that it makes life faster? They don't have to go all over the internet trying to find it. Makes it easier because they can just download it straight away. Makes it more fun. As soon as you make something more fun, everyone wants to share it. And then how can we make it shareable? So you want to make it super easy to share it by actually having a share button at the end of your opt-in. So are you ready? I'm going to give you 15 really cool ideas for lead magnets. Now, remember, lead magnets you can create on MailChimp if you have MailChimp. You might also have another email marketing system like Ontraport, Infusionsoft. Ontraport's a really good one if you're going up from MailChimp, but MailChimp will do it, right? You've just got to create this little thing on the back end. Now, last little thing, I'll tell you the 15 ideas I've got that'll definitely rock your people's worlds. On your opt-in, there is a cover page to tell them what it is. That's a whole page of just the title, because down the bottom of that title page is your website or your contact details, right? Then you've got an About Me page. So you've got a page to introduce yourself and why this thing that they just press opt-in for is important to them. So not only do you give them the content, but you give them the context of what you're giving them. So you give them the context of how that's been helpful to you or your clients, why you've put that in there, what it means to you. Give them some ideas about where you've come from and how you came up with this idea in the first place, and how you think it'll rock their world. And then you give them the thing. So you've got a title page, you've got an About Me page, and then you give them the thing, depending on what that thing is. And then you give them, on that thing, make sure there's a header or a footer that has your information, because if they are going to go and give that to somebody, especially if it's a PDF format, they're going to give it to somebody, it's got your details on there. It's because they're going to look that up if it comes down to it, and they go, she gave it to me because of stress-related things. I downloaded that because of food-related things. I downloaded that because of my kids' behavioral problems. And there's the person that I need to talk to. So make sure you don't just create this thing and not link it back to you. It's really important. There's a strategy behind not only rocking their world, but being able to get them in as your client in the end. Cool? All right, here's your 15. Are you ready? Doing all the work for you guys. Number 1 is a holiday shopping list. Now, shopping list, yeah, easy, just write the whole lines. No, a shopping list can give you the ideas like a starter. For a lot of people, it's really hard to think about the things that they are actually going to get this time of year. Depending on if you're in the northern or the southern hemisphere, certain things are available and certain things aren't. If you also theme it in holiday theme, then you've actually given them something that's a bit more fun, that's a bit more relevant for them, and they're able to share it. So if you've got a holiday theme, again, you can do this on Canva, you can do it on PicMonkey, you can change it up and create it in all sorts of different things, but they're the 2 easiest. And you're going to have started, so you're going to have your vegetable section, and then you'll have available vegetables for this time of year. Then you'll have your fruit section. You'll have your protein section or your meat section. Then you might have your pantry items for this time of year, right? So it's really specific. And then you've got spare spaces for them as well. Really cool, really easy. Don't forget to put your name and your contact details along the bottom. Totally shareable, right? They'll download it, they'll want to print it off, they'll want to stick it on their fridge, and it'll rock their world and make their life easier. Cool. If you've got any questions about opt-ins or lead magnets, just pop them in the box and I'll answer them by the end. Number 2, holiday meal planner. Now, you go, oh, I can't make meal plans and rah, rah, rah. I did anyway the first time. But what a meal planner is, it's a table, super easy table going Monday to Sunday, and then it's got breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks. That's it. It's just an open table that they're then able to fill out depending on what else you might have given them. You might have access to some recipes on your blog. You might have given them access to, you might do 12 days of Christmas recipes on Instagram, and they start filling out their meal planner, their holidays meal planner. Again, give it a nice theme, and it's totally downloadable. Now, you might think these things are a bit naff, but if you go onto Etsy and write in downloadable in there, there are people buying these things for $10. So if you're going to create something really cool for your peeps that is shareable and linkable, and they don't have to pay $10 for it, then it's going to be really, really cool to be able to generate a little bit more action on your list and a little bit more traction inside your business and bringing people in. All right, so make sure you make it all nice and pretty. Again, fun, faster, easier, and shareable. So holidays meal planner, then a mini recipe book. Now, it could be your mum's, your aunt so-and-so's favorite fruit, what's it called? Fruitcake recipe. I don't like fruitcake, so that's not for me. But it could be your favorite protein balls recipe at this time of year. It could be the dip recipe. I've got this amazing roast carrot dip that I make for every single Christmas event that I go to. I absolutely love it. And the year that I shared it at Inspirational Health, holy dooly, it went everywhere. Everybody knew about it. We were all talking about it. It was kind of viral within my little community. So what's your particular recipe, and how can you contextualize that content? So there's context, and there's the content, there's the recipe, and then there's the context. If you give a story and a yummy connection for that piece of content, then it's going to be so much more shareable. Again, make it one page, make it super easy, make it faster to print it so they can stick it in their recipe book or they can stick it on their fridge. Don't forget to put your details down the bottom. Number 4, a wellness tracker. Now, this one was from years ago from Kiki K. All it says is weekly goals and habits, and then it's got a series of my top 3 priorities for this week. The things that are my goals to support these priorities, and then it's got a little tracking area, tick, 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 Monday to Friday, as to check if you are doing that goal and if you're keeping that goal. And particularly for our lifestyle advice that we give people, it's an amazing opportunity, again, to make it all holiday-y, nice and pretty, and then they've got 4 weeks to keep their yoga on track, to keep their breathing on track, to keep their gratitude journal on track, to take their supplements, to have that green juice or smoothie in the morning, and then they're able to track it, and it's got your details down the bottom. So again, it seems a little bit like, really? But yes, totally printable, totally quick and easy, makes their life easier and more fun. And so again, shareable. Mood manager. Another idea is making it a little half size and making, can you see this one? Your focus, the things that you might want to consider, your goals. Then you might want to talk about your, particularly for you guys who have mental health as your primary niche, you might want to have smiley faces, sad faces, emojis. You might want to have them tick the box of how they're feeling that particular day. You might want to tick the box of if they move their body today, because we consider all of that, what they'll take time for today, and maybe an affirmation along the bottom, so that then they're getting this action and traction. And again, it's print outable. They can stick it on their fridge, they can tick it, they can do their smiley face, sad face, whatever it happens to be, and they've got ownership of what that looks like for them. And your details are on the bottom, just in case they need you during this silly holiday season. Cool. Is everybody hearing me right now? All right, sweet. Okay, mood managers, awesome. Gratitude journal. Again, seems super easy. Everybody's got one. We're in the health and wellness kind of world, so we think that everyone's got one because we've got one. But just as you guys know, if people can't drink some water, they probably can't focus on their gratitude as well. So having this particular time of the year is so important for mental health. And having a printoutable gratitude journal, if we can just slip in little pieces of information, again, contextualize it, tell them some statistics about what happens at this time of year, that it's totally okay to feel not okay, but to know that you are available, that there's helplines available, and that gratitude can actually change their lives and help in different kinds of way for the holistic perspective of their health and well-being. And you can have, these are the 3 things I'm grateful for, just 7 little columns of these are the great things I'm grateful for this week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, print outable, your details on the bottom. All right, seasonal produce guide. Now, we're getting more and more people from the Northern Hemisphere, from the UK, joining us in our Naturpreneur kind of realm. So seasonal produce is a really different thing when you're in winter over Christmas versus summer, where we are predominantly here in Australia and New Zealand. But a lot of people don't understand, because we are in the supermarkets and everything's available all the time, what's actually available from their local markets. And it's a great opportunity for you to be the educator on that information and bring out the seasonal produce guide. Now, you could have images, again, make it on Canva or PicMonkey. You could have what's available, how much of that they might like to consume every day, different colors depending on how you run your practice and who you run it for. You might want to do it in the rainbow kind of food scenario for kids. But a seasonal produce guide is really good, especially for you nuts out there. Again, make it all pretty and Christmassy and put your details on the bottom. All right, bucket list. A bucket list downloadable PDF. This time of year, everybody is making their goals, and all of the public are making their goals and their dreams and their aspirations for next year. And we know as practitioners that having something to look forward to, having that positive anticipation, can change your mental health status and therefore how you perceive yourself looking after yourself. So if you've got a bucket list to look forward to, things to look forward to, and they're writing it out and ticking it off during their 2019 bucket list that has your details down the bottom, then they've got an opportunity to link you with those things that they have they've set out for themselves, their goals and their dreams. Again, contextualize it with a little story on your About Me section, and then give them the thing. Next one, a weight loss challenge tracker. A lot of you guys do metabolic balance, you do some other weight loss programs and things like that. This time of year, it's one of those times where people are feeling a certain way about their body. Tracking how they feel about their body or their biometrics is a really good option for you to have your details down the bottom. Again, giving them some context that this time of year, things might be a little bit different, and that we're talking about over a whole year. We're not talking about just this month, but giving them a tracker to be able to keep their eye on that and it doesn't go too crazy. Habit tracker, same kind of scenarios we were talking about before, but we're talking about the physicalities. Depending on what type of practitioner you are, you might not be into all that mindset stuff, and you might actually be into the practicalities of how many glasses of water did you drink a day. You might have images of water glasses and how much they're filling them up, and they have to color them in. How much movement did they do today? You might have a pie chart and they fill out how many minutes. A clock, and they fill out how many minutes. You might have a tracker of how many steps somebody took. Oh my goodness. A lot of people getting their fitness trackers for Christmas this year as well. So you might want to have a manual version of that so that they can stick it up on their fridge, or they can put it in their diary and they can track it. Your details are on the bottom. Cool. Dirty dozen. Now, a lot of you guys, especially nutritionists or naturopaths who have a food freaky edge, love to know about how toxins are in our environment and our food. And you already know this information and you can Google it. But again, if they're getting that information off you rather than Dr. Google, and you're able to look it up from decent sources, from scientific articles, and you can actually, give that information to them in a nice, palatable, fun, easy, faster way, then they can share it with their friends with your details on the bottom. So it could be a dirty dozen of the things to avoid this time of year for the seasonal fruit and veg to avoid, that might be sprayed, that might be genetically modified, that might be having a blah kind of time. So depending on what your type of practitioner you are, you might choose to do that type of thing. All right, we're getting down to the last ones. Are you ready? Who's got kids? in their practice or who helps families in their practice. Awesome. We've got some smiley faces and some love hearts. Yeah. How do we engage them this time of year? Obviously, they don't really want to do some of this stuff, but the fun stuff, like coloring ins for this time of year. How can we make Santa Claus eating a bowl of a yummy Buddha bowl or vegetables? How can we make a coloring in that gives them some time to focus on things? Now, this one's from zendout.com. And you can actually download a whole bunch of apps that you can make mandalas with. So you can download them onto your iPad or your phone, and you can actually create mandalas. And again, pop your details on the bottom, give them some context, and be able to give them something that's going to give them motivation around keeping healthy and well at this time of year. All right, coloring ins. Next one's a book list. This time of year, everybody's asking about, well, what do you want for Christmas? And so many, particularly older women, if that's your target market, don't know what they would like, but they love books. How about writing a list of your top 20 books that can help them with their health, their well-being, their goals, their mindset, how they can move into 2019 getting what they want from a book list from somebody who actually knows what they're talking about. So you could have your book list. Again, little tick boxes to make it interactive, and then they can share it with their friends. Don't forget to put your details down the bottom. Meditations or affirmations. Now, this is for the people who have their clients are too busy. So a lot of people who have stressed out women as their target market, or mothers or business women, will know that they often listen to podcasts or other things in their ears whilst they're doing all of their different jobs and going from here to there. So if you can create an MP3 or something shareable when it comes to podcasts, or when it comes to meditations, or when it comes to a recorded thing, all you need to do is use a free app called Audacity, Audacity, Audacity. Audacity is super easy to use. You press record, you can put a background sound on it, you can download it, you can do all sorts of things. The other one is Anchor, is an app on your phone that you can record a beautiful affirmation, a beautiful message, a beautiful focus for these people, maybe even just an audio lesson for them around stress or breathing or something this time of year. And then you can share it with them. They can either opt in for it, or you could share it with your current list. Super easy, super quick, super shareable. And the last one, number 15 in the ideas for opt-ins for you guys, is what are the best DF and GF presents to make? A lot of our clients are makers, or we often worry about the clients of ours that don't have a lot of money, that kind of thing. And so if you're creating a really quick and easy thing where they can make a muffin recipe, if they can make a particular baked item this time of year that's gluten-free and dairy-free, because we bang on about that a lot. If it's preservative-free, if it's whatever it happens to be, whatever your particular target market is, some of you guys are vegan mamas, and you could create something really cool for them to be able, so they can create it as a present for other people. One of the big ones that we had one year was mason jars with we gave them the exact amounts of the ingredients to layer for gluten-free, dairy-free, and preservative-free, so whole food, Christmas balls. So you basically put them in the food processor, and then you made these Christmas balls. But we sent out the recipe exactly for that, and then we had one on the counter so that when people came in, they could see what it looked like, and then they asked for the recipe, which had our details on the bottom that they could share it with. All right, any questions? So that's our 15 ideas. Now, if any of these, even remotely, you went, oh, that's a great idea, go on to Canva or PicMonkey and go and create, or worst case scenario, go to Word, just a Word document or a PowerPoint, and create a downloadable PDF of any of the things that I was talking about, or go and download Audacity or Anchor and create your own audio and do that, and then chuck it up on MailChimp and see, even if you got 5 extra people on your list, it was worth it. You were able to go through a process of being able to rock somebody's world with what you've got inside you. So you are full of this knowledge and full of this amazing awesomeness that can actually help people at one of the most difficult times of year. You can either help their mental health, you can help their body health, you can help their emotional well-being, you can help their physical well-being, or you can help the well-being of their whole family just by giving this one downloadable thing, right? It could actually do something amazing for these people. And by you sitting back and going, oh, that's a nice idea, it's not going to help anybody. So if you did nothing in the next week, but do one of these things and just made it available to your peeps, you have the potential to make a ripple effect. Now, you don't know what that ripple effect looks like, but when it comes to my world, I made the NatBiz Scav Hunt specifically because I wanted to make something shareable, something fun, something easy, and make it faster for you to find all that information all in one spot, right? So if you haven't downloaded the NatBiz Scav Hunt, it's on my resources page and it's in the naturepreneurclub.com. You can download it at any point in time, and it's a downloadable. It's an opt-in. You give me your email address and I give you all of this information that you would take ages to find, and it's in a super fun way because it's a scavenger hunt, right? We've had hundreds and hundreds of people, over 600 people download that thing now. And we still get messages every week about how it's actually changing, particularly newbie practitioners' lives. And things that they didn't even think about Googling are in there. Now, the same thing can happen for your clients. And all you have to do is take a little bit of time now, and you don't know what the ripple effect could be. And having that available on your page, particularly for this time of year, is going to be helpful to them in ways that you don't know about yet. And if you have your details on the bottom, it could be helpful to you in ways you don't know about yet as well. All right, hopefully this has given you some inspiration. It looks like Kyra's had some inspiration. Inspiration is fun, but taking action is where the traction comes from. So if any of this resonated with you, or you think it might resonate with one of your Praccie friends, please share it or take action on it. And I'd love to hear how you go. Come over into the Naturepreneur Hub and celebrate any day if you do put one of these opt-ins up. And yeah, share the goodness in this holiday season. Share your knowledge and share your wisdom, and see what can happen. You never know. All right. We do these training Thursdays every Thursday at midday in the Naturepreneur Hub, and I will check you guys next week for another training Thursday. Oh, last little thing. On next Friday, the 7th of December, we have, a planathon. We've got the Naturepreneur Planathon. It's a webinar. If you haven't signed up for it yet, go over and check out the details. They'll be below here. And we're going to have a yummy time with our planners, how to actually plan and get all of the ideas that are out of your head into ones that are actually viable and useful, and plan them out over your year so you can get the things done that you want to get done, as well as get the traction that you would like in your business for 2019. All right, I will catch you guys in the next vid. See you later. Bye.